her street, our story, you know, and like you're saying, like the mythic journey of all the characters that we all are.
Like how and when we meet. Like this date, I would put it on my timeline because it's a really significant point on the date.
Yes.
And then all the characters link up, and so the idea is that it becomes this actual visual cloud atlas where you're documenting, where you're documenting your heroic
That's our
journey,
favorite
but
movie
it's
ever.
not about you. It's because we are all, so it's just relinking.
Yeah.
It's relinking in a visual way, and then you can show it to people who, you know, haven't maybe had that idea before, and it's presented to where they can see it, and it makes it more tangible.
Fully.
I'm
And
so
I love.
glad he's taking that to the next level.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. He just keeps. It's his death. It's his life's work. And he's not gonna stop. It's
So
like
is he a
he's
programmer?
No, he's like a mystic fairy. Like
Epic photography.
Big word, a big
epic
word.
photography. Like he.
So I was curious, like I'm just trying to remember, doesn't he have some illustrations, or are those
he gets on little tangents. So right now he's on this really sweet thing about comic books. So
Yeah.
he's taking his photography and making it in comic book form, and his vision
Brilliant.
is so into, like, I'm not a comic book person, but he's so into that whole world.
Well, that's how you get the youth involved too.
Exactly, and this is for the children. Like this
Totally.
is the whole project because they'll really get it. Like it's eventually you want to have an app where it's like you're going on your heroic journey, and so the kids like have this app and they're like, okay, so today I had this heroic journey and this happened, and so you get like a treasure that you can document. And so it's
gamification.
It's gamification of real
Gamification
life.
of the awakening. Okay.
Just
So I love it. I love it. Can you, for
Whoever's
the recording's
talking, just
sake,
point at it.
tell us your name and also your boyfriend's name
Yeah.
and his website?
Absolutely. Dakota Chanel is my name, and he is Peter Fay, and it's intothemythica.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yes, this is the shared dream. I'm so happy he's
absolutely.
doing it. And you're with us right now.
Me
And
too.
And it's not just kids.
Oh, we're all kids.
But
And it
now
makes it
I'm
simple.
in.
So, for example, each day, like his vision is you have this easy way to document your day in comic book form. So, like, you take a simple picture, like right now, I take a picture of you guys. You're like, and everything's written in the mythic language. So today I met these amazing media, New Earth visionaries, and we collaborated and spoke about blah blah blah. And it would just be like simple little phrases with the picture, and then it's like you just do that for your day, and it doesn't take very long. And then your whole life is documented, but in this comic book way.
that is
And
so
referenceable for other people that are.
Yeah, and as soon as I started doing this for myself, it's helped me not to forget who I am so much. It's like I'm staying, it's like it's stabilized, and it continues to stabilize and up-level my ability to create the life,
Well, and we can remind each other, like, through our resonant reflections, like, by seeing you, I see myself, and it's this, like, positive peer pressure kind of thing, like, a way to, like, actually bring consciousness to social influence, so that we're celebrating the unity and the connection and the mutual support, mutual upliftment, instead of the weird ego dynamics that our kids are in middle school right now, and it's on one level heartbreaking and one level like totally inspiring to see how our children in particular are just not flowing with the mainstream status quo, and it's like they're kind of not belonging fully, but that's because they're not willing to compromise their values in order to play out the ego trips that their peers are all playing out, even in Boulder, Colorado, which is a mecca of consciousness. But these kids are growing up really wealthy, really entitled, and the school system is designed to reinforce and perpetuate that. So
Absolutely.
I wrote a book about all of this on the flight here, and I want to go get it. It's in the car.
No. I
wrote a
actually
book?
have it here.
You wrote it down?
Yeah, it's in the camera
Nice.
bag. Yeah.
And I want to just speak to something that we talked about last night.
Give me that bag.
We went out with some realtors on Friday, or a realtor on Friday, looking for properties, and we got to see this like wide cross section of properties. And we found this amazing temple, like pretty much the most beautiful home temple site I've ever seen in my life.
Really? Where?
It is near here. It's like between here and Princeville. And
of course
It's
Not
next
telling us
to. It's
exactly
next
where,
to.
'cause it's yours.
It's next to a reservoir.
Well, it's not ours.
No, it's ours.
It's everyone's. You know?
The vision that's coming through is to not have it owned privately, but to have a studio that's like a nonprofit studio where we have sort of like a reality TV thing going on that is for people to bring their content, whatever that is, that's set up like a studio for recording, but also in this like very nurturing retreat space. So it's very, very sacred and like high vibration. And there's this documentary that Jimi Hendrix is a part of. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. It's called The Rainbow Bridge. But in the
Check it
60s,
out.
it was an unscripted documentary where they followed the New Earth visionaries in the 60s to Hawaii, to the spiritual retreat center, where they were just, you know, doing exactly what we're doing. And then Jimi Hendrix shows up at the end. And it's this beautiful little like
Rainbow
seed. And so
Bridge.
what we're thinking about is pitching to do
Is
this.
this the thing that was at the? It was like
In
at the
Kauai.
end of the road, like in Nepali.
Not Taylor Camp.
No.
No.
This was Maui.
Oh, Maui. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it Maui?
Okay.
Yeah, I forget the name of the
I saw
site.
some other documentary that was about a.
That's
like,
Taylor Camp.
It's a house,
And
but
a
it's,
temple.
It's a temple. Like
sacred.
there's
Intention.
Buddhist statues everywhere, and it's designed in this way that's just very, very open and like the most sacred architecture. It's Bali. It's called Bali Lani or something
Bali
like that.
Lama.
Bali. He thinks Bali Lama, but it's all this like Balinese. And there's all these like outdoor covered areas in between these different structures, and beautiful infinity pool with a hot tub, and then all these like little cabanas. I think so.
The pool's heated?
Probably.
Oh,
I mean,
it better,
trust
man.
me, this place is like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So anyway, can we hold that vision?
Yeah.
Can we hold that vision that we manifest it? And so what came through last night is a council of 13, like stewards to help actualize the seed funding for
Why
this.
13?
It just
Well,
mathematically
the way
works
the
out,
numbers work out.
and that's often the
It's a
sacred
very magical number. too.
configuration that keeps coming together. But the math works out. Like if we could get 13 people to each put in $500,000, we could buy it tomorrow.